Salakia. Let me pan the camera. All right, let me start. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakadash. Yahweh been the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai been the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now I'm gonna get into the victory, getting the victory over Esau and Esau's kingdom. Because at the end of the day, this is what it's all gonna boil down to: getting a victory over the adversary, the devil, and Satan, which is Esau. When you go into Revelation 15, Revelation 15 and 2, it says, "And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire." Now that sea of glass mingled with fire is talking about seeing the destruction from the sky, because the sky is like glass, it's see-through. And when you're looking down, you're going to see fire from the destruction. It says, "And them that had gotten the victory over the beast." See, and that beast at the end of the day is Esau, Edom. Because when you go into Revelation 19, it separates the beast from the kings of the earth. Because these other nations follow the worst of the heathen. See, they follow the border of wickedness, where wickedness began, the nation of Edom. So, Revelation 19 and 19, it say, "And I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth." See, the beast is separate from the kings of the earth, and this is who is leading the kings of the earth. Let's get that in Revelation 17 and 16, 17 and 18. It says, "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth." So she's reigning over the kings of the earth, and they are following her. And that great city is talking about Babylon, America, but it's also talking about the so-called white man as a nation. He's reigning over these kings, other kings. Now, 15, it says, "And them that got the victory," this is Revelation 15 and 2 again. "And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that got the victory, that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark." See, they got the victory over that final test, the final temptation, the hour of temptation that Esau is going to be allowed to put on the whole world. And that's talking about that charagma, that sea hip, that grain of rice. See, that digital currency that they trying to control the world with. Now, let me go into Sirach, because Sirach makes it plain. Sirach or the Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. It's all going to boil down to this. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, it says, Never trust your enemy, for like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. See, this enemy is being pretty much parallel and joined to wickedness. And who bringing wickedness on the scene? See, that'll let you know who the enemy is. Malachi chapter 1. Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. It say, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, meaning the whole nation of Edom, the border of wickedness, and the people, see, not the fallen angels, the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. See, the nation of Edom, they're gonna be the enemy. They're gonna be bringing wickedness on the earth. And a prime example is in Maccabees, the first chapter. See, to let you know who is the nation of Edom that's bringing this wickedness. I'm gonna start with First Maccabees 5:3. It says, now Maccabees was the Israelites, and Judas Maccabees is who they was being led by, him and his brothers. And so they was fighting against the Greeks. You go into Greek history and Israelite history in Judea, the Greeks went to take over Judea during this time of the Maccabees. It say, thus Judas fought against the children of Esau. So these so-called Greeks, who was the so-called white man, they were the children of Esau. Now, when you go back to Maccabees, the first chapter, and it breaks down about Alexander the Great, it talks about after he died, it breaks down what happened. Where is it? Maccabees chapter 1. Let me start at verse 7. It say, and Alexander reigned 12 years, then died. So he reigned for 12 years and died. It says, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place. Verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. See, when these so-called Greeks, who are Edomites, when they took over, evils was multiplied in the earth. That's why they the border of wickedness. They the beginning of wickedness. It says, it's First Maccabees, the first chapter, verse 9. It says, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Okay? And so this is the enemy that's spreading this wickedness. So when you go back to Iraq, just bringing that point out into Iraq, that's why the enemy is followed by wickedness. So Iraq chapter 12 and 10, it says, never trust your enemy, for like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. So the enemy, he's gonna be the one spreading wickedness. See, and you trusting him is gonna pretty much let him get the victory over you. See, now what is it? Verse 11, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, Yet take good heed and be aware of him. See, once you realize this your enemy, you don't supposed to trust him. You're supposed to take good heed and be aware of him. How do you be aware of these Edomites? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 12 or chapter 21. Let me check 21 first. Proverbs 21 and 12. It says, "The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked." See, and that house of the wicked is talking about a nation. See, the house of the wicked is talking about the nation of Edom. It says, this chapter 21 and 12 of Proverbs, "The righteous man wisely considered the house of the wicked, but God overthrow the wicked for their wickedness." So these Edomites is to be watched, and you got to be aware of what they got going on. See, that's why the news is so important, so you can see what's going on with the Edomites. See, that's why they control the news, and they giving out false information, but at the same time, they giving out true information about what they're trying to do. Because you can read between the lies of these Edomites. Now, that's another big situation that King David is telling you. This is one thing that you got to consider about these Edomites. Psalm 52. And to get the context, let me read the subtitle, title of the chapter. It says, "To the chief musician, a psalm of David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul a bold-faced lie." See, these Edomites didn't just start telling lies. They've been telling lies the whole time. Let me jump down to get to the point. It says, verse 3, "Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness." So they love telling a lie. See, this is something that they love to do. And like I said, in the beginning, see, they didn't just start under the Greeks or under the Romans. What is this? This Psalm 58 and 3. It says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." You see, that's from the beginning. As soon as they come out the womb, they ready to tell a lie, and they love it. See, so when you go to Sirach chapter 10, it say, "Never trust your enemy." Why? Because he gonna tell you a bold-faced lie. He gonna dress it up and make it seem like it's the most convenient thing for you to do. See, he gonna make it seem like it's the most convenient and safe and beneficial thing to do when it's gonna be killing you. See, like consuming high levels amount of sugar. See, drinking it down. And King Solomon talked about that too. Let me touch that a little bit. Proverbs, what is it? Proverbs 20? Is it Proverbs 21? Oh, Proverbs 23. Proverbs 23, starting at verse 1. It says, "When you sit to eat with a ruler." Who is the ruler? Who's ruling the food, drug, and administration? See, that what they call it, food, drug, FDA. Who's controlling the FDA? And the FDA is controlling everything you put in your mouth. It says, "When you sit to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before you. See, when you getting food out of the grocery store that these people done uh approve for you to eat, you need to go look at the back of the item and look at the ingredients and consider what is going in your mouth. Not only is what is going in your mouth, who is giving this food to you? See, who is giving you this soda pop that you drinking? What is his intention? What did he want to do with this soda pop? Is the soda pop is to kill you slowly? See, you got to consider what's going on, and that's why I say never trust your enemy, because not only is your enemy wicked, he don't like your behind. Now, when you go into Deuteronomy, it's talking about the ruler. It says, consider diligently what is before you. Consider diligently your enemy. That's what it's saying. Proverbs 21:12 say, consider the house of the wicked. And that consider means meditate on what this man is doing. Be aware. See, be aware and take heed to your enemy. Now, when it comes to the ruler, this shows you that he the ruler. Deuteronomy 28:48, it says, therefore shall you serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against you. So now the Lord sending your enemies against you, but what kind of power do this enemy got? See, that's why he say never trust your enemy. He says, therefore thou shalt serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against you in hunger and in thirst. See, when you drinking that soda, you got to consider, oh, what is the FDA trying to do? What's the history on sugar? What is this high fructose corn syrup that I'm sucking up every day, every night, when I'm supposed to be drinking water and juices? See, what is this going to do to my body?
Can I sit and listen?
It says, therefore shall you serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against you in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So everything you go to, you got to go to the ruler. The ruler is going to be the one that, especially with the FDA, he telling you what food you putting in your mouth. See, in certain countries, if you buy the wrong stuff, you can't get certain foods in other countries, like cereal, for instance. You can't get cereal. What nationality are you?
I'm Russian. I'm Russian?
I'm talking about your daddy.
Look at his face. Why does his face look like that? He's beautiful.
Your dad is
Are you
mixed.
Are you
What is his
Jewish,
daddy?
sir?
What? What you mean? You don't know what his daddy is, pretty much. Because technically, when you're dealing with the scriptures, there's no such thing as mixed. It's kind of like an apple. When you plant an apple seed, you can't mix an apple with an orange. You know what I'm saying? You got two different seeds. You can't mix two seeds together. And the man and we have seed. So when we lay our seed in the woman, that don't mix with that woman. She just gives DNA, certain DNA to the, because you got chromosomes. So she gets some chromosomes from the woman, but that's not gonna dictate the DNA.
You don't need this. He doesn't need it. I need it.
It's kind of like a So you say your dad is who?
Fourth time I got out of jail. I don't know my dad. My mom told me to go to jail. My fourth time out of jail. I got raped. And I defended myself. And I got put in jail.
So
I'm sorry for crying.
Your dad is who?
I don't know. He's a crackhead. He said he was 20 when he was 40. He gave my mom a rose on Valentine's Day. And her baby daddy, the guy she was with for years.
So your dad is a German?
No, he worked at Sunoco and he gave my mom a rose. And the guy she was with, the boar, he gave her a puppy. She didn't think he gave her a puppy, but she fucked the man at the Sunoco corn. So obviously, she's a whore. She kicked me out at 15 I've been homeless since I was 15.
Yeah.
I just came here, 19, my first vacation.
Yeah.
First vacation out of Ohio. Guess what? I'm sorry, ignore me crying. Please ignore me crying. You're beautiful and drippy. Ignore it. He put me in jail. I bit his dick off. He tried to rape me. I bit his dick off.
Hey.
And he said I had a knife when I didn't. I got two felony charges for aggravated assault.
Hey.
1, battery with a deadly weapon.
And they let you go.
There was
You tried
no
to kill the
knife.
man?
I bailed myself out of jail. My mom told me to run jail. $13,000.
So they let you out of jail.
I spent $15,000 to get out of jail 4 times.
They let you out. You tried to kill somebody.
No, he raped me and I bit his dick off because his dick was in my mouth. He tried to rape me and I bit his dick off. The tip of it. Why was your dick in my mouth?
You could have pushed him off.
What?
You could have pushed him.
Yeah, I tried. He hit my friend because she was trying to save me from getting raped. I would have let him rape me.
So they let you go for self-defense?
No. They let me go on bail for aggravated assault and battery with a deadly weapon. I bailed myself out. I still have it.
It was a girl that she killed some guy that had
trying to rape her. Guess what?
They gave the girl years.
I told 50 guards. He came inside me. I told 50 guards, please give me a rape kit.
So what y'all been drinking?
No.
Oh Lord.
I'm high on solitary confinement for 26 days.
Yeah. Well,
you know why?
I can't even talk to y'all because y'all intoxicated.
I'm not.
And everything I'm saying is very emotional.
I hear you. I've been in solitary confinement.
So I can't even tell you that.
Can I please have a leave? That's my friend. Hello, just gonna talk.
No, I'm good.
You are definitely the devil. You're reading. You're definitely on meth. Look at you. Reading the fucking Bible. Read the fucking Bible. I'm spiritual. All your shit's fucking fake.
Right.
You ain't have shit to say to me. You didn't give me a fucking hug.
I really
You're dirty.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know. And you do meth. Look at you. Your teeth, I can tell.
Yeah, you're right. Take it easy. See, you can't deal with drunk people. Now, back to the lesson. It says Deuteronomy 28. Where was it? It says this Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shall you serve your enemies, which the Lord shall send against you, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. So when you go back to that Proverbs 23, King Solomon, he say, when you sit to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee. See, what is this man feeding me? Because he got control over the food. Verse 2, he says, and put a knife to your throat if you be a man given to appetite. So you dealing with your enemy and you got a strong appetite, meaning you want to eat. You always want to eat. And you trying to go get food from this ruler who is your enemy. See, you better consider what he putting before you. See? And that eat goes more than to just putting food in your mouth. It's also these medicines. See, because these people have put all kind of medicines in their so-called body, and that's not the medicine. The medicine is what comes from the earth. And I want to get that locked. Yeah, that one, I thought I highlighted it. But in the Sirach, it talks about that the medicine comes from the earth. These herbs and plants, this is where the medicine comes from. It don't come from what these people feeding you. That's why they combine both of them together with a drug and food administration. And that's in the scriptures also. Who is the one that's the ruler? They the ones telling you what you put in your mouth. And a lot of Negroes and Hispanics and Native Americans, they trust in these things. And they don't know what the ruler is doing and what he's planning on doing to them. Because they got all kind of reports that talks about these people trying to depopulate the earth and kill people slowly. You got Revelation 18 and Revelation 18 and 23, it says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were great men of the earth. See, these are rich people that own pharmaceutical companies. They get passing out so-called aspirins and all kind of painkillers, and they done been sued all kind of amounts of money due to their malpractice. Revelation 18 and 23 say, for thy merchants were great men of the earth, for by their sorceries were all nations deceived. Not only was these nations was deceived, it was that sorcery goes back to pharmakia. See, pharmakia is a form of sorcery, and it's how they use their medicine, and they so-called medicine, really they drugs. See, they drugging you up on painkillers and getting you addicted to this drug. It's not solving your problem. Now it says the great men of the earth. Who is the great men of the earth? See, who is these people that's owning these pharmaceutical companies? Now, let me go back to Proverbs 23, starting at verse 3. It says, be not desirous of his dainty, of his dainties. Salakia. It says, be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. So he's deceiving you with this food. See, you got even the bread that this man making. It's not like they used to make the bread out of wheat with these people putting flour. They making the bread out of flour and all kind of sugars, and the bread ain't worth nothing. Let's see here. Verse 6, it say, eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. So it's all around telling you not to trust your enemy, especially when he's trying to feed you something. Because you don't know if he's trying to poison you. I just watched the movie 12 Years of a Slave. Now the whole movie was about him trusting his enemy and going to eat with these people. So they went to talking to him because they knew he was a violinist. So they took him to dinner and they drinking and all this kind of stuff with these people. So next thing you know, he throwing up. He's sick. See, he in the hallway holding on to the wall. He throwing up. So they get a room for him. And next thing you know, he in the room in the bed sick. See, after they done helped him go to Washington because he was in New York. So they took him to Washington. They treated him all nice. That's how I say, even though he, let me go back to this Sirach. Even though he humbled himself. Sirach, Ecclesiastes 12. 12 verse 11, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. See, once they took him out to eat and everything, they was humbling themselves. They was crouching and being nice to him. See, but they was finna poison his behind so they can chain him up and throw him back into slavery after he done became a free man. And this is what's going on with the Negroes in America. See, they thinking that they got some type of freedom, but their enemy is plotting and scheming the whole time. It says, where is it? For verse 11, it says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. See, once he woke up in chains in some dungeon, he said, well, these two guys, man, they done tricked me. They just like the rest of them. See, I done trusted these two dragons, and they done imprisoned me. See, and then the trust was so deep, the other guy that was in the prison with him said, man, them two guys ain't one on your side, man. Them two guys, the ones probably drugged your behind up, and they got paid for the situation. But this is how deep the trust of these people's enemies. See, they trust their enemies so hard. Now, let me go back to Proverbs 23. There's some more meat on that bone. Now, verse 6 say, eat you not the bread of him that have an evil eye. See, when you look at what is that? Kissinger. Kissinger had some kind of memo where he was talking about depopulation. Then you had this guy in 1980 who did the what was the name of that thing? 2000 something 2000. It was something 2000. He was talking global. That's what it is. Global 2000. And he was talking about it's going to be too many people in the year 2000. It was going to be an overpopulation. See, so you don't, and these people painting a narrative nowadays talking about global warming, and global warming is due to too many people breathing out carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide coming out the people's mouth causing global warming. So what is the remedy? See, and he talking about vaccine is supposed to help something due to the global warming. So their whole agenda is depopulation, and they trying to tell people to trust them in their agenda. Now, that's why in verse 7, these people be making these quotes, and they don't even know what they're quoting about. The conversation from, when you look at Proverbs 23 from the first verse, it's talking about food and somebody giving you something. But they talking about as a man thinketh. That got nothing to do with what the conversation was about. It says, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, said he to thee, and his heart is not with thee. See, it wasn't talking about no, as a man thinketh, so is he. No, it's trying to tell you that this man thinking about destroying your behind. So once you find out that your enemy is trying to destroy you, just like with the abortion clinic, see, he got set up the abortion clinics around your neighborhood. You found that out. You trying to act like that's just an isolated situation. They gave the men syphilis in Tuskegee, they was experimenting on so-called black men, talking about they giving them a physical, but you sticking them with some syphilis and seeing how fast they die, how long it's gonna take them to die and drop dead. See, once you're hearing all this stuff, this kind of stuff that's in his heart. So you sit and eat, you eat and drink. See, through the drinking now, you eat and drink and think that these enemies is gonna feed you the right stuff. They're not. That's why eating natural and things that come from the earth is the safe way to go, because you go in their stores, they gonna be feeding you poison, man. Let me get that out of Psalm 53, because that's what was King David was talking about when it comes to these Edomites. Now I read 3 already. Let me start at verse 4. This Psalm 58 and 4. It says, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. See, when you go in their grocery store, you got the natural food here, and then everything else is gonna be poison. See, and the Food and the Drug Administration, them the ones who controlling that crap. See, and when you go into the Global 2000 and Kissinger talking about what do you say? Elderly people are useless eaters. So an old person who's defenseless, they useless eaters. See, and Kissinger, he wasn't the only one calling people useless eaters. That was a German phrase already, the German philosophy already. In Germany, they was already, because they the masters of philosophy. See, all these psychology and all that crap come from Germany, man. And they the Temanites from the Edomites in the Bible and in history. Now, when you go into back in Psalms 58 and 4, it says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Verse 5, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. See, they're not going to hearken to somebody telling them that they're doing wrong and they need to change. See, that's why they reject the law. See, the law is done, whatever God told Moses, that crap is old and it don't mean nothing. See, he gave Moses these specific laws on how humans should live, but Moses and God is crazy. We want to be Christians and do whatever we want to do. See, we want to just run our mouth and eliminate all of those laws that Yahweh gave Moses on Mount Sinai. Now, when you go into that serpent, that goes back to Ecclesiastes 12, because he right in the same chapter 12, he went into trusting your enemy and comparing it to a serpent. I'm gonna jump down to verse 13. This is our record, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 13. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come near a wild beast? Now, when you look at the record of these Edomites, who is the so-called white man, the record showed that these people are wicked and will kill you for nothing. See, they will poison you, they poison in the water. When you go look in the history of fluoride, they trying to clean the water out with fluoride, but they putting over amounts, they overdosing the water so it can make people docile. Because they want the people to be docile so they can use them and do whatever they want to do. So they got caught with that and got a big lawsuit. And then they might still be doing the crap. That's why people so afraid to drink out the faucet. Finding all kind of drugs and medicine and stuff in the water. And then now they getting exposed with the chemtrail. See, they getting exposed with everything that they doing. Poison in the air, poison in the water, poison in the food. That's why King David say their poison is like the poison of a serpent. Now, when you go into and that's Iraq. Once again, it's Iraq 12 and 13. It say, "Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent?" See, you playing with a snake and you get bit. You playing with a cobra, you know it's a deadly snake, and then you get bit. Nobody gonna pity you. They gonna say, what's wrong with this dude? It says, or any such as come near a wild beast. See, who is gonna pity somebody to come and go on playing with a lion? See, you jump in the lion's cage at a zoo and you get ate up. Ain't nobody gonna pity you, man. And this is what he comparing to your enemy. So your enemy ain't somewhere being unknown. These people know their enemy and they know he got power over their behind. But they still want to trust him. Let me go ahead and get that. Isaiah 30. And see, it's all prophecy, so they can't avoid it. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna start at verse 2 of Isaiah 30. Verse 2, it says, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. See, these people trust in the shadow of Egypt, meaning this is not the ancient Egypt, this is the shadow of the ancient Egypt. See, America, Babylon the Great, it copies Egypt. That's why you got the Statue of Liberty that's from Egypt. You got the obelisk over there in Washington D.C. and these pyramids all over the place in America. You got the pyramid on the dollar. See, they mimic Egypt, with the stuff that they do in America. Then you got the so-called Freemasons who run the country, who is all into Egypt. Everything they do is they trying to mimic Egypt. Now, when you go into verse 3, it says, this Isaiah 30 and 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So their confusion is gonna be that because they trust in these dragons. They trust in their enemy. That's why they so confused and don't know what's going on. I do not own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. There's a random devil on a motorcycle. Now let me get Jeremiah. Jeremiah 17, thinking in 5. Jeremiah 17 and 5, it says, thus says the Lord, cursed be the man that trusts in man. See, these are so-called religions who done twisted up the Bible, and they twisting up the records just like these people been twisting up the history. Because the Bible ain't nothing but history. See, it's just nothing but a history book. That's why they twisted up this Christopher Columbus, that history. They think he came to America when he went to Cuba. He never landed in America. The man went to Cuba and took his behind back to Spain. They talking about he discovered America. See, they be lying in the history. That's why they say they love to lie. You can't listen. I do not own the copyright to this music. I do not own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. Now, Jeremiah 17, let me finish that verse 5. It says, thus says the Lord, cursed be the man that trusts in man and make flesh his arm, and whose heart depart from the Lord. Because see that trust really is going into your mind. See, they mind depart from the Lord, and they say, oh, let's listen to what these people talking about. Let's listen to what the ruler is talking about. Because that ruler is the one that need to be watched closely. Because he got power over all things. He got power over what you eat, drink, what you put on. See, that's why he got to be watched. And you can't trust him. You got to heavily, what it said, you got to consider diligently what your enemy is doing. And if you're not considering diligent what he's doing, that means you putting trust in him. I just like, if he hand you a cup, to keep it very simple, he hand you a cup of wine or a cup of water. If you're not considering diligently what the ruler has got in that water, you're going to look at the water. See, just because he giving you some water, that don't mean you just take it to your mouth and go to drink. You're supposed to look at it and consider this man might be trying to poison. See, that's why he put fluoride in the water, because you can't really see that. It's invisible. So when you go to being docile and don't know what's going on, see, you can't blame him. Somebody got to go test the water with a specific, and they starting to do that now because he got caught the first time being wicked. But if you're not considering what these people giving you, that means you putting trust in it. If you're not investigating, if you're not searching one time and then search again, that's why they call it research. Because you searching again. You done searched before, but now you got to search again and see what this dragon trying to do. Now, let me cross-reference that one. Was that A 17:5? Oh, Isaiah 30, Isaiah 31. Let's get that. Isaiah 31. Isaiah 31. It says, where is it? Let me go start at verse 1. It say, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. See, they going to this man for help, thinking that he gonna help them. He ain't helping squat. It says, and stay on horses and trust in chariot. See, long as they got them a car, see, they got them a car, they thinking they doing good here in Egypt. Just because they got a car. I got a job and a car. See, they mind going to straight docile mode. I don't care what's going on in the world, as long as I got a car and a job. It says, woe, this is Isaiah 31 verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many. Yeah, because they got many car dealerships all up and down the street, especially in Florida. They trust having, they got them a car. See, they roll up in a Lamborghini, they thinking they doing something. It says, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. So even like America, they trust in America because they got weapons and planes. I do not own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. I do not own the copyright to this music. It says, this still in Isaiah 31, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. So they got an exclamation point on that thing. Neither seek the Lord. See, they got them a job and a car. See, and they don't care nothing about no God and anything he got to offer. Verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words. but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. So they're not thinking that he gonna bring evil to their behind. See, they can do what they want, long as they got a job and a car. This is the mindset of these Egyptian Americans. See, cause their mindset is like the Egyptian. Long as they got a house and a car, they good, and they don't think the Lord gonna bring evil on their behind. I'm gonna get verse 2 again, because that thing is powerful. It says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil. See? Just because you don't seek the Lord, that don't mean he not gonna bring evil. He gonna bring evil and will not call back his words. I mean, he say he gonna punish they behind, he gonna punish them. He's not gonna call back his word and go to saying, well, you know what, you're a Christian now, and you worshiping white Jesus, and you saying I'm sorry and please forgive me. Forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. You see, you saying all these good words, so I'm gonna call back my word that I was gonna kick you behind and your whole nation's behind. It's not gonna happen. He said, but will arise against the house of the evildoers. And the house of the evildoers are the Edomites.
This guitar sounds so good.
I do not own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. Now it says, where is it? Oh, he says, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. See, so whatever you looking to help you, which is the so-called government, see, the so-called Edomites, you looking for them to help you, he gonna rise up against them. Verse 3 say, now the Egyptians are men. See, these Edomites, they just men, man. They cannot help you. And not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. See, God is a spirit. He can help you. You can trust in him to help. But these people, they're not gonna help you, man. And when you trust a wild beast, you're gonna suffer the consequence. Now it says, when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that help shall fail, and he that is hopping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. So if you trusting in the so-called American society, you trusting in what did he say? He says you trusting in the help that they can bring you. That help is gonna fail. And this is what it's all boiling down to, man. Let me get that Psalm 97. I mean Psalm 94, it might be Psalm 94. I do not own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. I do not own the copyright to this music. And I'm not the operator of the music. Psalm 94 and what is it, 16? I'm gonna start from verse let's see. Is it 92? No, that's the wrong one. It might be 94. Let me see. Psalm 96, 97. Is it 91? Oh, Psalm 91. That's what I was looking for. It says, he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. See, they don't trust in the spirit. See, they trusting in some man. See, in some government, which is gonna try to eliminate they behind. See, that's who they trusting in. It says, verse 3, this Psalm 91 and 3, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. See, when the pestilence came, who was they trusting in? See, when the great pestilence came on the scene, like never before, who was they trusting in? They were trusting in their enemy. And he had them suddenly dying, see, dropping dead, catching blood clots and all kind of mess. See, because they want to trust this man and take his poison in their veins. Psalm 91 and 4, it says, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall you trust. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. See, that's why them lies is going to be the opposite. See, the Lord's truth is going to protect you, and them lies is going to destroy your behind. And only if you trust your enemy, you're going to believe the lies that he's telling you. See, your enemy going to tell you a sweet lie, and that's going to be your destruction. That's why he said, you hate it. Let me get that in some. What's that? Proverbs 25. Proverbs 25 and 20 no, Proverbs 28 and 20. Salakia. Proverbs 26 and 28. It says, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. See, because that lie is going to steal away your protection. That lie is to destroy your behind. When somebody telling a bold-faced lie, it's to destroy you. So when they trust in their enemy, it's gonna be bigger than just you trust in a man. See, you trust in his lies, that's gonna cause you to fall into a pit. Now I'm gonna go back to that Psalm 91. That trust is a major factor. Psalm 91. Back at verse 5, Psalm 91 and 5, it says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. So when the sun go down, you're not gonna be afraid that you're gonna get robbed, raped, killed. See, you're not gonna be worried about that kind of stuff. When they cut the lights off in America, the electricity go out. See, you're not gonna be so paranoid when them animals get to roaming and bears and all kind of mountain lions and packs of dogs, all kind of stuff be going on in the dark, and especially in America. See, when them animals get to operating, because you had an alligator eat this lady, some old lady walking in the backyard or something. She got the pond, because you know, in America they like to have ponds around the apartment complexes or neighborhoods. They'll have a little random pond. Now, mind you, America is where all the alligators stay. So this older lady, she walking by the pond, the alligator done ate her behind her. Then you got the male lady, a pack of dogs done ate the male lady up. See, she passed the mail out, the dogs come and eat her behind her. See, when those type of situations go down, you ain't gonna have to worry. And because when that electricity go off, these animals is gonna get to operate. Psalm 91 and verse 5 again, it says, you shall not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. And that's going to them nuclear weapons that's gonna get to flying. See, the old nuclear weapon is gonna get the coming towards America, and you ain't the elect is not gonna be afraid for sure. Verse 6 is Psalm 91 and 6. For no nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that waste at noonday. Let me jump down to verse 9. It say, because you have made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, your habitation. See, and that's what these people are doing, man. They making America their habitation. See, they trust in this place. Oh, let me get that in Micah. And there's too many scriptures on the thing. Micah chapter 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. See, they thinking America is somewhere they gonna rest at. This is the resting place, and this place is gonna be here forever. See, war is not on the TV. Putin and the Iranians and the North Koreans, they ain't got no problem with America. We gonna die here. See, this place is gonna be here forever until we die. See, ain't gonna be no way they gonna blow up America with nuclear missiles. Micah 2 and 10, again it say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Now that was going into the polluted. The air's polluted, the water is polluted. See, the food is polluted, the freaking ground, they done polluted that too. They done polluted everything in Babylon the Great, America. It says, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And verse 12 let you know it's talking about the Edomites and of Babylon the Great, because look at what verse 12 it say, I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of these. See, this is where the majority of the Israelites is. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel, and I will put them together as the sheep of Bozrah. And that's why he named Bozrah, because that's who was the ruler of the land. And America is the spiritual Bozrah. See, this is the spiritual throne of the Edomites. See, so that's why it's calling it Bozrah. Now, let me get another one. And Lamentation. They think America is they resting place. They gonna build a prosperous community in America, and they gonna get reparation, and everything gonna be all right. See, that's the mind of a Negro. Lamentation 4 and 17, it say, Salakia. Yeah, 4 and 17, it say, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. See, it's a vain thought, meaning unprofitable thought, that you finna sit up here and trust your enemy and he gonna help you. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. See, when trouble come, when that great tribulation come, these people are not going to save you. They the one planned on the great tribulation, the great insurrection. See, it was a part of their plan. But you're going to have these Negroes, they're going to go up in there and try to get some help from them. They're going to trust their enemy and run up to the enemy with their mouth open, say, feed me some poison, feed me whatever you got. See, because that's exactly what they did. Now it says, We have watched for a nation. That's why in that watch, that's why they on their little social media talking about a reparation. Running their mouth talking about a reparation. You'll never get a reparation. And then whatever they give you ain't gonna be enough. See, they'll never be able to give you enough for the crap that they did. And let me bring that out real quick. Numbers, is it Numbers 35 or 33? And yeah, Numbers 35 and 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. Did Micah just say it's polluted and it's going to destroy you? It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed by the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. See, so reparations ain't nothing. See, you can't give nobody reparations. You can give them $1 million, and that ain't gonna mean nothing, man. They still in rulership. They still in control over the food, water, clothing, all this stuff. Your that $1 million ain't gonna mean nothing. They still um, dictating the tax brackets, so they can raise taxes, lower taxes. They still in control. Them giving you $1 million ain't gonna mean nothing. And that's why in Micah it said the land is polluted because there's blood in the land. See, them 77 million Native Americans, that's blood in the land, and it defiled the land, and it can't be cleansed unless they blood and their children blood get spilled on the ground. That's the only way you can cleanse it. Not with $1 million, so reparation crap. Now it says y'all finna go back to Micah. Now let me get Hosea. We talking about the same land. Hosea chapter 4 verse 1. It say, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. See, ain't no truth here in Babylon the Great, America. See, they don't know the truth. All the thing they know in America is a bunch of lies. It said they don't got no mercy. See, they'll shoot you for stealing a honey bun out of the stove. People ain't got no mercy. It says, nor knowledge of God in the land. See, they don't care about no laws of Moses. They rather to say, oh, we Christians and we don't follow the law. The law, he fulfilled the law. The law's been fulfilled. See, this is the crap that'll come out of their mouth because it ain't no knowledge of God. Because them laws is not just some opinion that somebody got. A nasty, filthy pig is a nasty, filthy pig 24/7, 7 days a week, forever and always. Oh, well, they put him on a farm and they feed him good food. You're a good food liar. You can't feed a poisonous snake. It don't matter what that poisonous snake eat. It's a poisonous snake. That's like somebody said they feed the poisonous snake good food so you can eat the poisonous snake. No, if the pig is a poisonous animal, it's a poisonous animal. But they got bacon and pork chops and bologna sandwiches everywhere, pig feet all around. And they've been doing this since the Greeks and the Roman days. Because there's no knowledge of God in this land. This land is a polluted land. See, they polluting everything and you're going to be destroyed trusting in these people. See, trust in your enemy. Because the Lord put you in the enemy's hand that you got to go to him in one of all things. Now, let me get that. uh, Ezekiel, I think Ezekiel chapter 4, because it tells you really who is it all about. Ezekiel chapter 4, 4 and 13, it say, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I have driven them. See, they're going to be eating out these people's grocery store. See, they're going to be eating from their food selection. They're not going to be following the laws of Moses. See, they're going to be eating the Edomites and the Moabites, feeding them rats out the stove, cats and dogs. See, you eating from a people that'll eat a freaking bat soup. They throw a bat in some water with some vegetables and go to eating his behind. You eating off of a people that eat monkey brain. See, you trust you, and then they go in the Chinese restaurant, act like they eating some good food. They act like the Chinese restaurant is an upgrade. They act like you go to a Japanese restaurant, you upgrading on some stuff. You eating luxury. we finna eat good tonight. We going to the Chinese restaurant. That's how a mind of an Israelite would operate. Because they trust their enemies. See, they ain't just the so-called white man. They go in the Japanese restaurant with a big smile on their face like they eating something. But these people that eat a bunch of rats, man, they'll sit up and get a bunch of rats together, put sauce on them, bake them, deep fry them, put them on the roaster and eat they behind like it's luxury. And a Negro will go up in their restaurant with disguised chicken. They think they eating chicken, and you eating a whole rat. You eating a whole cat and a dog. See, that's why I said the Israelites will be eating the foul bread amongst the Gentiles. And let me get verse 4. It said, verse 14 is Ezekiel 4 and 14. It says, then I say, Lord God, behold, my soul have not been polluted. See, Ezekiel wasn't eating that nasty crap that they were trying to serve him. He was following the laws of Moses. It says, for from my youth up even to now have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn into pieces, neither came their abominable flesh into my mouth. See, he wasn't eating a nasty rat that these people eat. See, the so-called African, they'll go up in the bush, man, just like a Negro in the country. He'll go up in there and eat a possum, skin a possum alive, and go to eating the possum like it's the greatest thing moving. When the possum and all the garbage cans, eating all the dead bodies out the road, man. See, abominable meat that's been certified already thousands of years ago, and the so-called white man and say, no, you can eat those foods. They ain't gonna do nothing to you. See, we'll sell pigs and all kind of nasty abominations in the store, and it's okay to eat them. It says, let me read that again, because that's a powerful statement. He said, this is Ezekiel 4 and 14. Then said I, our Lord God, behold, my soul have not been polluted. See, you polluting your soul when you eating these abominable animals. It says, for from my youth up till now I have not eaten of that which dieth of itself. Now that's two that eat dead animals. Because see, a vulture, they don't sell vultures in the store. See, because a vulture is always in the street eating dead animals. Your cat get ran over, the vulture in the street. 2 or 3 of them, tearing his behind apart. The squirrel get ran over, he eating the squirrel out the road. It says, or in pieces, neither came their abominable flesh into my mouth. And this is the main way you can see that somebody trusts their enemy. They always in the so-called Chinese restaurant thinking that they eating something good. Now they done caught the people on TV all many times. Come out, it was one video. The people in their car, they sitting in the car, across the street from the Chinese restaurant. Now the Chinese people, they got a behind their restaurant, they got a bush, an area full of bushes. So they come out the back door looking both ways. Chinese lady or just Asian Moabites. They look to the right, to the left. It's a lady, a man, and another man. They go into the field behind their stove, and they pick up a big old bag in a cage. They back there catching cats. See, they bringing the cats out the woods and taking it right into the restaurant, and a Negro going up in that thing, and he eating some luxury. We eating Chinese food tonight, baby. Say, yeah, you eating Chinese food, all right. You eating a whole cat, man. Now, let me go. Let me go back to Jeremiah 17. Where is it? Where is it? Jeremiah 17, here's another part of the trust. It says in verse 4, and thou even thyself shall discontinue from your heritage that I gave thee. So the Israelites was going to discontinue from their identity. See, they weren't going to know that they was Israelites. They was going to be living among the heathen, trusting what the heathen calling them a color, calling them the property of Spain, calling them a Jamaica, the land of water and some mess. Just calling them a landmass. See, they were going to believe the heathen, and they weren't going to know their real identity. It says, you shall discontinue from your heritage that I gave you, and I will cause you to serve your enemies in the land which you knoweth not. See, and see, they that's a major factor, because let me get Hosea. See, when they're in that land that's being polluted and defiled, and they gonna be trusting their enemy, and what the enemy gonna be telling them. Let me get Hosea, because the enemy gonna be telling them something. That's why Apostle Paul brought this out in Romans. Hosea chapter 1, verse 10, it says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. See, you got the so-called blacks, you got the Hispanic. What, in America, you got 300 million people. You got 40 million Negroes. You got about 60, I would say 60 plus million Hispanic, and ain't no telling how many Native Americans you got. See, they're a strong population when you combine them together. That's why it says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. And that's not even counting outside of America. It says, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people. See, this is what the heathens are saying. No, y'all are not, you're Hamites, and you will curse. That's why you're dark skinned. The Lord cursed you because you was Ham's children. This is what these heathens are saying. It says that in that place where it was said unto thee, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living God. So the children of Israel is going to be unable to be numbered. And the people in the land that they living in going to be telling them that they're not the children of Israel. See? They gonna tell them that before and after they find out that they the children of Israel. See, because it's gonna in that same place. It's gonna be said that you are the children of Israel. And see, the ones that's gonna trust in their enemy. Let me get that in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 8:3. It says, and death shall be chosen rather than life. See, they gonna choose death because they trust in this darn man, and because death also represent these heathens and these Edomites. It's saying death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whether I have driven them, says the Lord of hosts. So he drove the nation of Israel in many places due to captivity. He scattered them. What Yahweh said in Luke 21:24, he scattered them into all the nations. And in those nations where they were scattered, they was going to believe and trust a freaking man, trust their enemy. Let me get Isaiah. Not only was they gonna trust the enemy, they were gonna take it deeper than that. Where is it? This is Isaiah 29. I'm gonna start at 17. It says, no, let me start at 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death. That death is going into their enemy. And with hell are we at an agreement. When the overflow scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge. See, the people that's telling them lies. See, the people that's in the land, that's ruling the land, the rulers, that's what goes back to Ephesians 6:12. Those rulers is the one that's going to be telling the lies, and they the ones that's the battle is going to be against. It's not going to be against the peasants, it's going to be against the rulers, the ones that got control and power. And it's going to be a spiritual war because you can't beat no ruler because he got a whole army. So don't even try. Only thing you can do is fight this ruler spiritually. See, you can only fight a king with his massive army spiritually. You can't fight that man with flesh and blood. He gonna kick your behind. This is what Paul was talking about. He wasn't talking about no fallen angels, and we got to battle the fallen angels and fight against them. See, he wasn't talking about that crap. We not fighting human beings, flesh and blood. We fighting the demons and the angels. No, that's a lie. We fighting the kings and the governments and people with power. We fighting against them because we can't defeat their armies. Flesh and blood, we can't fight a ruler who got a massive army. You can't fight a king that got all kind of people working for him. What you call it? The mercenary. They can pay a mercenary to come and get you at any time. You can't fight against them people. You got to fight spiritually. Now, let me jump down to verse 18. It's Isaiah 29:18. It say, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflow scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. So you trusting in your enemy, see, the ruler of the land, wherever you at as an Israelite, you in America, you in the UK, you in China, see, you in Japan, anywhere that the Israelites are at, if they trust in them people, you gonna be defeated because guess what? Those people are united against your behind. Let's get that. Psalms 2. Psalms chapter 2 and verse 2. See, these heathens are united. So it don't matter where you at, they gonna identify your behind. Psalms 2, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together. See, well, how do they take counsel together? You got the UN. See, the blacks don't got nobody sitting on the UN talking for them. The Hispanics don't got nobody on the UN talking for them. The Native Americans don't got nobody on the UN saying, hey, wait a minute, we got to do this with those reservations and do that with the reservations. See, they got the American representation. And the American representation on the UN is not talking up for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's not going to happen. They're going to be talking up for the Edomites, the Chinaman, see, because them people got their own countries. And they got their armies, and they going to fight. Let me finish verse 2 again. It says, and the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing. So these kings and rulers, they're against God, man. They trying to war against him. And it ain't just him. Let me get Psalm 83. This is another major reason that you can't trust your enemy, because they done declared war against you long time ago. Way before America. See, many captivities the Israelites don't win in, and the nations are been hating on them forever. Whoever God chooses to be his leaders, all the other people get envious and go to hating. Psalms 83, I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against your people and consulted against your hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. See, that's the main reason you can't trust your enemy. And when you understand that, then you're going to be able to get the victory over these dragons. Now, verse 6, it says the tabernacle of Edom. See, it names first the so-called white man, because he's the main ruler on the earth. He's the main one with all the military, all the power. That's why in Romans, he said the power is set up by him. Romans 13, he set the power up. Romans 9 and 17, he said, this is the reason that I raised Esau up, pretty much. Because that Pharaoh, he ain't talking about ancient Pharaoh. He talking about the modern day Pharaoh. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. See, the American government mainly. Because these other governments hiding behind American government until it's time to trade, turn traitor and pretty much join Russia. And that's another Edomite nation. But it says, verse 6 is 83 and 6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab, the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, see the Japanese and the Chinese, and Amalek, see that's the small hats, and the Philistines and inhabitants of Tyre. See, all of these different nations is done came together and consulted together against the Israelites. So you can't trust nothing come out their mouth. You can't follow their agenda. See, they all planning on your downfall and your destruction. I do not own the copyright to this music. I repeat, I do not own the copyright to this music. Now we're talking about these other nations plotting against the Israelites. And you go to Joel. Joel breaks it down. Let me see here. I do not own the copyright to this music. Joel 3, and I'm going to start at 3. It says, and they have cast lots for my people. See, I want somebody to find a bill of sale for some other nation other than the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. See, the Native Americans, they got a bill of sale over there in California. They was selling them. The Hispanics, they got bill of sale, but they was being sold. See, the certified, the blacks, the so-called Jamaicans, the Haitians, and the West Indian Islanders, all of them got bill of sale, and the Negroes here in America, they guaranteed got it because these were the major plantations over here in America. So the bill of sale is all over the place. It's easy to find a bill of sale. They were selling them for $200, $400, $500. Okay, let me go back. It's Joel 3. It says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot. See, that's why they pedophiles, man. They've been on that pedophile stuff. It says, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine. Not only that, you can go right now to this day. They saying that America in modern slavery is happening right now. See, they trading people and selling people all over the place. So this ain't just something in the past. This is something that's happening right now. It says, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. See, what was they trying to drink? They were trying to drink rum, tequila, see, bourbon, see, and where was all these liquors coming from? The island. And who was being sold to produce this liquor? The wenches. They call them wenches. See, we need a 3 wenches that can work and get into this wine industry or winery, and they can whip up the sugar cane. Once you whip up the sugar cane, you're gonna turn it into molasses. Then once you turn it into molasses, you can turn it into rum. So that's what was being sold for wine, that they can drink wine. Then you had George Washington, one of the so-called first presidents. His campaign was to pass out rum. He passed out rum so people can vote for him. See, and that was in what, 1700, during slavery, when the people was being sold to produce the wine. It says, let me get verse 4. It says, ye, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? See, that's going into them Hamites, them Africans that was doing the selling or handing over the children of Israel, 300 to 500 people chained up together. Now it says, and all the coast of Palestine will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So he telling them, I'm gonna pay, you trying to pay me back, because I didn't choose y'all, and I chose the Israelites to be my chosen nation, my special people. You trying to pay me back, guess what? I'm gonna pay you back. Jump down to verse 6, it said the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem. Why did he always make a separation? Because you had Judah was not just representing the tribe of Judah, it was representing Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Then Jerusalem was the 10 tribes that went to the Assyrian captivity under what a guy named Hosea, or Osea, whatever his name, the Assyrian king. So you had 10 tribes and you had 3 tribes. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. Now when you jump down to verse 19, it tells you who the Grecians was. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolation, a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. See, this is why we know that these nations is against Israel. Then verse 2, to jump back up, he said he gonna gather all nations, not just the Edomites, see, not just the so-called Hamites and the Arabs. He gathering all nations. See, the Moabites, the Ammonites, they got to pay too. The Elam and the Persians, they got to pay too. All of these nations got to pay. And look at verse 8. It tells you exactly how they're going to pay too. It says, I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord have spoken it. So they're going to sell them to the so-called Hamites. See, and the Hamites going to be the taskmaster. While we live in luxury and palaces, that's why he said I got many mansions. We're gonna be building mansions of gold, man. We're not gonna be like these people got a stucco, a mansion made out of stucco, or a mansion made out of glass. We gonna be having mansions of gold. Let me see here. Look at verse 11. He said, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen. See, everybody that's not an Israelite is a heathen. So he gonna assemble the heathen. All ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. See, they're gonna be gathered together because they was all conspiring against the Israelites. See, they was all in cahoots. That's why you got in New York City, you got the UN building. And now they're assembling together under the Economic Forum. See, leaders from all nations and politicians and just rich people in general, all teaming up to have some kind of economic foundation or organization. Because this is how they're gonna come against the Israelites in the end. Now, there was another one I wanted to get. Just gather the nation. Oh, let me get that in Revelation. Revelations 16. Revelation 16 and 14. It says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. See, now we know what this battle is about. This battle is about the Israelites being targeted because they was chosen to be a special nation. Now I said it 2 times, so let me go get it. The Israelites being targeted. This is why the Lord is going to war, because he's going to war for his people. They've been targeted. They've been sold for wine. They've been selling the children and doing all kind of wickedness. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. This is why they hating on the Israelites. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, it say, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord thy God have chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. See, he put them above all people. That's why all the nations are mad and they want to come against the Israelites. Let me get it in Deuteronomy 32. See, Deuteronomy 32 and 8. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance when he separated the sons of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So he set a boundary and a separation between the Israelites and all the rest of the families of the earth. That's why they hating. That's why they want to come against the Israelites. See, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans ain't hated because of no skin color and because of what they like to eat and what they like to wear. See, that's just some malarkey, man. It's deeper than all of that. Now, what is it? Yep, let me go ahead and get that in Second Ezra. Second Ezra might be 5. Second Ezra 6. Second Ezra 6. Starting at verse 54. It says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also whom thou have chosen. So the chosen people came from Adam, and all of the people came from Adam. See how he already making a separation. He said, all this have I spoken again before thee, O Lord, because thou made the world for our sakes. As for the other people, so there go another separation, which also come of Adam, thou have said that they are nothing, but be unto spittle, and have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So now he let it be known that these people are nothing compared to his chosen people. Let me go to Esther. Esther chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 9. It said, and my nation is this Israel, which cried to God and were saved. For the Lord have saved his people, and the Lord have delivered us from all those evils, and God have wrought signs and great wonders, which have not been done among the Gentiles. So the stuff that he do to the Israelites and for the Israelites, he ain't never did it for no Gentile nation. Verse 10, it says, therefore have he made 2 lots, one for the people of God and another for all the Gentiles. See, he made 2 lots. It says in verse 11, and these 2 lots came at the hour and time and day of judgment before God among all nations. So he didn't make these 2 nations to at some point come together. No, he made a separation. What that Deuteronomy 32 and 8. He let it be known in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, and Esther in Second Ezra. See, he made a separation. Let's see here. Let's get it in Romans. That's why the Israelites is going to have the victory over these Edomites. Because the Lord made a major separation. And through the scriptures in Yahushua, he's going to defeat these dragons with the word. Romans 9 and 3. I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall the seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God. but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. So the seed is a specific nation, and he made a separation between the heathen and the Gentile. And so they thinking that he done got rid of his people, and that's a lie. Jump down to verse 13 of Romans 9. It say, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. See, he made a separation because they was going to be the leaders of the heathen and the Gentile. They call them the worst of the heathen. And let me get that in Daniel chapter 4. Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. He said, this matter is by the decree of the watcher, and the demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. See, he the one is in control. It says, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men. See, that basis of men is talking about the bottom. See, the basis is like the baseline. You talking about basketball? That's at the bottom. Now, let me get the basis of men out of Job. Job, who is the basis of men? Now, Job was living in the land of Uz, which was where the Edomites dwell. Job, Job 30. Job 30, on that verse. Where is it? Let me get right to the point. Job 30 and verse 8, it says, they were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And that viler than the earth is talking about a specific situation. They was going to be the wicked, the most wicked in all the earth. What is it, 3 holy children? Yeah, I think it's in the 3 holy children. Song of 3. There it is.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It says the children of fools and children of base men, they are viler than the earth. In the Apocrypha and the 3 holy children, which is the writings of what's his name? Azariah. Verse 9 it say, and thou did deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and a unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. Now you got that guy named Aleister Crowley. See, they call him the wickedest man in all the world because he was into this witchcraft, Freemasonry. He was in all kind of crap, and he wanted to put it to the test. See, he sacrificing all kind of people and doing all kind of wickedness. But it wasn't just Aleister Crowley; it's his whole nation. See, his people as a nation, they was gonna be the most wicked in all the world. Look at verse 10. It says, and now we cannot open our mouths. We are become a shame and a reproach to your servants and to them that worship thee. So they're not going to listen to the Israelites no more. They're listening to the most wickedest people in the world. That's who these people listening to. That's who got all the say-so in the world, because they got the money and the power. Let me get that in what is it? Ecclesiasticus, is it 13 and 23? Yeah, 13 and 23. It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man hold his tongue. See, who is the richest people in the world? See, who get money through inheritance. Who own the banks? It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man hold his tongue and look. And he says, they extol it to the cloud. They'll look what he said and extol it to the cloud. Let us movie star get on TV and go to running his mouth. Or one of these basketball players or these governors or presidents get on TV and go to running his mouth. You gonna know right then what the situation is. It says, hey, oh, what's up, baby? Hey, you looking all grown.
I am grown.
I see that. Huh?
I said, how are you?
I'm good.
You in Hebrew?
Yep, yep.
Okay, yeah. I got daughters now anyway.
Hey, y'all.
I got 2 daughters.
Hey.
Around Daytona?
Yep, I'm still around.
Yeah, it's good to see
You
you.
too. Wow.
Yeah, we practice Hebrew too. So,
A little bit. Yeah, yeah.
You be out here by yourself?
Most of the time, I got another guy be with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, baby. You too. Hey, y'all. All right, now. So, where is it? Now it's gonna be the contrast. See, everybody listen to the rich man. You're a movie star, sports star, politician, they listen to you. Then it say, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? If he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. See, if you broke some bum on the side of the street running his mouth, you're gonna say, well, who the heck is this dude, man? You can't even afford food to eat. You can't afford a place to stay. You can't afford decent clothes. See, they gonna instantly discard what this man is saying. So the wicked that the Lord raised up the basis of men to rule in the kingdom. Let's go back to Romans. See, that's what Romans was getting to the point. See, after he let it be known that the Israelites was the children of God, then he went into Jacob and Esau. Then he presented that God hate Esau. Then in verse 17, in Romans 9 and 17, he said, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up. See, he raised them up to be rulers. He raised them up way back during the Persians. The Persians was ruling. That's the Iranians. The so-called Iranians, they was the Persians, and they was ruling the whole world. And then you had these the Greeks, the so-called white men, they came and took over the Persians, and they started ruling. See, Alexander the Great, he died right there in Babylon. See, he came and started ruling. Then they transferred into the Romans. Then it transferred back into the Israelites for 1,000 years. Then it went, now it's back to them in 1492. Came back to them, back to the Edomites. See, and now they ruling over this so-called American Anglo power, world power. And you can go to Jehovah's Witness to tell you that. See, the Edomites, they fall on their own tongue. They'll confess that they the ones that's ruling the world. He says, this Romans 9 and 17, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So this whole situation is for his name to be declared. And that name is also going to the name of his people. Because now you ain't just hearing the name of God. Mainly, you ain't even going to be hearing the name of God. You're going to be hearing his children, the Israelites. You're going to be hearing what they saying. Because let's go to that. Hosea. No, Amos. Amos chapter 3. Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, surely the Lord God will do nothing. Meaning he ain't operating, he ain't doing this and doing that. No activity. It says, surely the Lord God will do nothing but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. See, that's the only way you gonna know what he doing. See, nothing is gonna be done outside of what the prophets is telling you what he doing. Cause you ain't gonna know. Let's see here. Verse 8, it say, the lion have roared, who will not fear? The Lord have spoken, who can but prophesy? Because see, these the only people that's gonna be prophesying. These other people standing off somewhere begging for money. See, they just want your money so they can put it in the bank and they can build up another church. One guy, he asked in his church for $64 million for a plane so he can fly and preach the word. See, that's a straight robber and a crook. You supposed to be, Yahweh say you supposed to give, you received it free, you supposed to give it for free. Why are you begging people for money? You got the bless, you want a blessing, come and give us your paycheck. See, this is the kind of crap that they come with. But the real prophet is gonna know the prophecies. That means they're gonna know the prediction. A prophecy just means prediction. It's something gonna be predicted. This kingdom is gonna fall against that kingdom. That kingdom is gonna defeat that kingdom. See, that's why he in Exodus 15:3, he tell you what it was all about. That's why you hearing rumors of wars on the news every day. Exodus 15:3 say the Lord is a man of war, and Yahweh is his name. See, he deals with war, and he deals with setting up kingdom. Let's get that in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 28:8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. See, they're not sitting around begging somebody for their money. Come on and put some money in the collection plate. And one of them, they get the band to playing. They playing the instruments and everybody in there jamming. While he jamming, they throwing money on the floor. They coming to the stage throwing money on the stage. Now the one of the preachers say, you put some money up here. Come and get your blessing. You put some money up here. So the people out there throwing money on the stage, he dancing on the money, doing the James Brown on the money. See, this is the kind of crap that these people be coming with. You supposed to be telling people about prophecy. This kingdom is finna fall. This kingdom is gonna come up. Because the prophet is talking about great countries and great kingdoms falling and rising. That's why Daniel, his whole writings was about beasts, and those beasts represented countries and nations. And it was about rising and falling. The Greeks is gonna come and take over the Persians. The Persians is gonna come take over the Babylonians. See, this is what the whole conversation was about. It wasn't about somebody coming and giving you some money. Talking about God love everybody and God is love. Come give us some money and he'll bless you. See, that's what the prophets was not gonna be doing. They was gonna be prophesying, meaning predictions, bringing out predictions. We finna have World War III. That's why you see China and Russia teaming up together with the Iranians. They gonna come and battle America. That's why they got underground cities of nukes. But they gonna send them to America to take over this great kingdom that has a universal global dollar, and they gonna defeat that dollar. Now they not just coming with their missiles, they coming with the BRICS. The BRICS is all of these nations getting together, but they coming against the dollar. And so the dollar is gonna fall. Once that dollar fall, you know these rednecks in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, all these, they gonna have militias. They gonna have militias and they gonna be mad as heck. That's why Putin ain't no joke now. Putin was in the military. He a military-minded person. He's not just gonna let America punk him and scare him and say, oh, we're gonna team up with the NATO and we're gonna come and get you. Then you have what's the guy? One of the military soldiers, he say, The NATO is not gonna go against Russia. See, because NATO, that's like if a person got a pistol standing across the street, and a person way on the other side of town running his mouth, I'm not gonna worry about what he talking about. I'm worried about the guy right across the street with the pistol. That's Russia. Russia is right there with nuclear missiles, and NATO is right beside Russia. They're not gonna come against Russia just to join America, who 4,000 miles away.
That's the game.
They gonna all join Russia, just like the military, American military person said that NATO will never go against Russia. They gonna eventually add up with Russia, and they gonna all shoot their nuclear missiles to America. Because what it was in America, a bunch of wickedness. See, you got people in military outfits wearing makeup and all kind of stuff. A whole man wearing a wig with he wearing pink makeup with lipstick, eyelashes, eyebrow. See, they don't have to tell the military we can't. You can do that alphabet stuff and deal with each other, but we don't want to see it. Keep it on the down low. See, that's how bad it is in the American military. While you got Russian military, they breaking bricks with their head, chopping. They acting like there's some kung fu masters over there. Then you got the Chinese joining them. They hardcore men. Even the women harder than these American men. These people over here soft as I don't know what. And when the war break out, man, it's not gonna be pretty. And it's not gonna be a battle. Let me get that. It's not gonna be a battle with people fighting with guns and all that. See, they don't got time to do all that. They got nuclear missiles.
Did you
and the vision has already been seen. What is it? Isaiah 9:5.
You recording right now, brother? I don't want to interrupt you.
I'm recording. He say, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. So that's when you got people shooting, you got people stabbing and hollering and dying and doing all kind of stuff. It says, and garments roll with blood. So people being shot right close to each other or far distance, shooting arrows and all kind of stuff, and blood coming out. But look at what this war gonna be. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. It's not gonna be a bloody war going on. See, they on the TV, and Putin ain't talking about we got a bunch of AK-47 and we got some big Desert Eagles that we finna come to America with. No, he's saying I got a hypersonic nuclear missile that can travel 4,000 miles in 30 minutes while you at the drive-thru getting your Big Mac. I can send a nuke to your behind and blow your whole country up. This is what Putin is saying. And Putin is a white man just like the rest of them. And he ain't just running his mouth. He got an army to back it up. Then he proving what he's saying with Ukraine. He's throwing missiles in Ukraine right now while I'm running my mouth. He's shooting missiles in Ukraine. He's sending his nukes to another country to get closer to NATO, to shake them up and let them know y'all better go ahead and join me, because if y'all don't join me, I'm gonna blow y'all up too with America. But they gonna chicken out and they gonna say, okay, man, we with you, and we gonna ride out with you, China and Iran. So they're not gonna come against America, man. I mean, they're not gonna come against Russia. You're too close to them. But it's all prophesied. Let me get into Revelation, because I don't want to just say it and not like it's my word. It's the Lord gave the vision to his prophets. Revelation 17 and 16. Now, not only in Revelation, he gave to Jeremiah, and Jeremiah said the same exact thing. He didn't say nothing too different. He said the same operation. Now, Revelation 17, let me get it real quick. 17 and 16. He says, and the 10 horns. Now, what are these 10 horns? These 10 horns is talking about what? Go to verse 12. He said the 10 horns which you saw was 10 kings. That means 10 kingdoms. That's Germany, Russia. Not Germany, in Russia, but I'm going to say Germany and the NATO.
10 horns.
Everybody in the NATO, them the 10 kings. So them 10 kings, when you jump down to verse 16, it say, the 10 horns which you saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Who is the whore? Whore is America. Babylon the Great. It says, these shall hate the whore and make her desolate and naked and eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So how are these 10 kings gonna burn another nation with fire? With nuclear missiles. They're not gonna come over here with gasoline containers and start putting gasoline all around the place and throw a match and burn America. No, they're gonna burn America with the nukes. And see, you got many movies, you got the Terminators talking about They gonna come with nukes. On the first Terminator, Sylvester Stallone, he in the car. I mean, Steven, what's the guy? Burger. What's the guy name? Sylvester. Man, I forgot the dude's name, but he in the Terminator.
They got submarines.
He tell them that the computer system is gonna send missiles, act like it's sending the missiles to Russia. So now Russia gonna send their missiles and destroy America.
Or
So
Apple?
through the computer system, it's gonna cause Russia to send its missiles and
computer,
destroy
right?
America. So they already know the setup.
It's computer.
And see, the elite bankers, these people know what's gonna happen because they put it in all their movies, not just the Terminator. I mean, they got many movies they talking about a nuclear holocaust.
So you put your money.
So they already know that they
You don't give the money.
those nukes that's
Money
coming and that's being built is all planned for America. And so
You have money right here.
now that
Sell
was
that.
Apostle John saying that. Now you
Sell
got
that.
the prophet Jeremiah saying the same exact situation. And they
What
call it
about
the same
Isaiah?
thing, Babylon, the land of confusion. But you could be a woman walking around with a beard on, looking like a man, cut your breast off, and now you a man. You can be a whole man, cut your little pecker off, and put a dress on, walking down Ridgewood or one of these streets, trying to be a male prostitute. See, this the kind of crap you can do in Babylon the Great, the land of confusion.
That's the kind of shit I
Because
would
Babylon
put up
means
with.
confusion. Now, Jeremiah 50:8 says the
see that.
same thing, but it says in a different detail. It don't say
So what
he's
is
going to
it?
burn them with fire. It says how it's going to be burnt with fire. It say, for lo, this Jeremiah 50:9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, meaning America, an assembly of great nations from the north country. America is down low, and you got Russia and all these other countries up north. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her, for thence she shall be taken. Their arrows, now they not gonna shoot no arrow. A country of people is not gonna shoot a bow and arrow to nobody. No, the prophet, he saw a weapon flying, and he gonna call it arrow because he don't know what a nuclear weapon is. He 3,000 years ago, he don't know what the heck the business is talking about. But the prophets now, we know. It says, and then when you look at the news, and all you gotta do is go on so-called YouTube and look at the news. You ain't gotta go on YouTube. You can go to Google. And everything you gonna see is Russia got nukes. Russia sending nukes this way. Russia sending nukes that way because they preparing for this scripture to be fulfilled. It says, their arrows shall be as the mighty expert man. So it's not gonna be just a little, he's just a little Indian with a little wooden a tree bar with some string and a stone. No, this is a mighty expert man. And look at what he say gonna happen with this arrow that's being shot. Cause now he ain't just one person shooting it, it's mighty nation. What did he say? Great nations from the north country. Taking their arrows shall be as the mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. That means when they hit, it's gonna destroy everything. And you see, a nuke ain't like a atomic bomb when they shot the atomic bomb over there to Japan and they blew up just that little island. No, a nuke has got times 100 of TNT because all it is just a container with a bunch of dynamite. They just compiled it and condensed it and concentrated it. So now when it hit, it's gonna boom. And so America, that's why America is gonna be explode. Like these people walking around think everything all right. See, they don't know that Russia finna blow this place up. They don't understand what's going on. Now it's in another place. Let me get it. And this show you who is coming for. It's not coming for the Arabs. It's not coming for the Negroes. It's coming for the so-called white man. See, this is what people don't know. This is a nation that has been targeted by the Lord. He raised them up first, and now he's finna target them behind. This Isaiah 34, and I'm gonna get right to the point. In verse 4, he said, and all the host of heaven. See, the host of heaven talking about the stars.
You gonna post that somewhere?
This is not the stars that he talking about. He's talking about nuclear missiles. When he looked up in the sky, in the vision that he was given, he saw lights, and he thinking that this is a
that dude got knocked the fuck out.
Stars. So he said that the host of heaven,
the fuck
or
out.
the army. Because another one in Zephaniah, he described it no, Joel, he described it as an army, like
Navy.
a bunch of horses. And
Air
when you see a nuclear missile,
Coast
it has
Guard.
that fire coming out the back like a horse tail.
Coast Guard.
Now it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down. See, that's the nuke. They're gonna be coming down. He says, and the leaf shall fall off the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. So if you ever seen a fig tree that got balls,
Don't worry, it's
and
not
when you
recording
shake that
this
tree,
way.
them balls gonna fall. So that's how the host of heaven gonna be falling. Not
Not
stars. It's gonna be nuclear weapons falling from the sky
It sure
like
is.
a bunch of figs. Now in Revelation 6, Apostle John gave the same vision.
Good luck.
And he used the fig tree as an example.
When are you posting
These
that?
nukes is gonna be falling down so quick that it's like the wind gonna be shaking the tree.
It's gonna be like fucking hail.
Now,
Hail.
verse 5 tell you who is this weapon coming for. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. So they're gonna be in the sky. It says, and it shall come down. Now, when he say my sword, he's talking about a weapon. He's not gonna have a sword that you pull out your pocket and throw it in the sky and it's gonna go do something. No, it's gonna be a nuclear weapon. That's gonna be the weapon. He says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
That's your
See,
weapon.
it's gonna come against the rulers that's ruling America mainly, because the explosion is not gonna really be in these other countries because they're gonna be shooting nukes over here. And Idumea is the rulers of Babylon the Great. So it gave them the specific name. Now, when you go into Isaiah 63, let's see here. Isaiah 63 verse 1, it say, who is this that cometh from Edom with thy garments from Bozrah? So Edom and Bozrah is the same. So when you go down in Isaiah 34, it says, verse 6, Isaiah 34 and 6, the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. See, that Bozrah is talking about America. And this is the land of the Edomites, the so-called white men. See, these people is who this slaughter is targeted and pretty much dedicated to. The other nations, they gonna be going they behind into slavery. And they not finna get exterminated like these Edomites. So they destiny is for slavery. Now what is it? Let me get what is it? Joel. Oh, Daniel. Now let me get this Matthew 24 and 28. It says, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. So these bodies are still gonna be around when the smoke clear. Because when you go into Ezekiel, it talks about the Lord hiring men to go clean up these bones and stuff. So it's gonna be blood on the scene, but it's not gonna be caused by these little small weapons. It's gonna be caused by these nuclear weapons. See if I can find that in Ezekiel 39. Ezekiel 39. Ezekiel 39. Start at verse 12. It say, "In 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them." See, they're gonna still be on the scene, and we gonna be burying they behind. It says that they may cleanse the land. 13. Yeah, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, says the Lord God. And they shall sever out men of continual employment. See, they're gonna be hiring, putting people to work. It says, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it after the end of 7 months shall they search. It says, and the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it till the burier have buried it in the valley of Haman God. So they're gonna be burying these people and discarding of their bones once these nukes hit America and destroy all of these people. It's gonna be people being hired to pick up their bones. That's how in detail the destruction of America is, man. That's some powerful stuff. And mind you, 38 is talking about Russia being a guard to these other nations. Talking about Russia coming against these other nations, and assembling the other nations against America. So that 39, once Russia assemble their military, 39 is saying after they destroy America, they're gonna be picking up bones and putting a sign by the bone saying, okay, we need to get this picked up, hiring a bunch of people to come take up the bones of the people. And now they had a vision of this in Terminator, when you had the machines coming out the guy John Carter. He was dodging the machine was shooting a laser, and you saw these bones and everything around. And when Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the car, he was telling the lady, he was like, the machine is going, once they got control of the machine, it was gonna cause Russia to shoot the missiles and destroy America. So they got the whole operation on video. They got a whole movie series. What they got? Judgment Day. See, they talks about Judgment Day because in Revelation it show you when they talk about Judgment Day and Armageddon that it was about a nuclear holocaust. See, this great earthquake was gonna happen. Let me break it down real quick. This great earthquake was gonna happen due to stones and stuff falling from the sky. Which this Apostle John, he in prison now. He don't know what vision he's seeing. He don't know nothing about a nuclear weapon or a missile. Now this was Revelation 16 and 19. Let me start at 18. He says, and the voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, since as was not seen since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. And the great city was divided into 3 parts. So there's an earthquake that divided the city. But what caused the earthquake? It's saying the cities of the nations fell, and this great Babylon came into remembrance of God. I'm going to jump down to verse 21. It says, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God because of the plague of hell, for the plague thereof was exceedingly great. Now that plague, the reason John used that word plague, because that went back into the prophet Zechariah when he explained how this fire was going to destroy people while they were standing on their feet. Zechariah 14:12. He says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, and their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Now, Terminator, the lady was watching the kids play in the playground, and she was standing by the fence. So while she watching the kids play and everything, she see a light in the far distance and say whoosh, and then the light went to flashing, and then the fire started to come her way and consume the kids, and she holding on to the fence, and while she's standing on her feet and her eyes being consumed away by the fire, and all of that was coming from a nuke that was dropped. And see, these people know, because those people that make the movies, they already into the Bible. That's why the so-called Jewish people, they know that thing. They already practicing what's going on in the Bible. So they're not ignorant of these prophecies. They know everybody else is ignorant, and they just let's go ahead and get that. 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. See, we not ignorant. That's why the Spirit allowed us to see what these people was hiding, or is hiding, because they're not coming out with it and telling people what's going to happen. See, they just doing their own thing. And not only is they Russia is going to shoot their nukes to America, over there in that Holy Land, that's going to be cleansed up, because they doing all kind of abominations over there in the Holy Land, trying to act like they the peoples of the Lord. Now let's get that in Jeremiah 49. It says, Ezekiel. Jeremiah 49 talks about that land. Let's see here, 49 and 49 and 20. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. See, and the habitation of Teman. Now, a lot of them so-called small hats over there, they come from the German Empire. That's the Khazars and all that stuff. See, them people are always converted into somebody else's stuff. Just like they was calling themselves the Greeks. See, the Greeks, that was a nation of the Japhites before the Temanites even got over there. And same thing with the Roman. The Roman, that was the children of Japheth. They had named all of those lands after those people. So the people that went over there, they was just naming themselves after somebody else's child. So they was always getting somebody, let's get that out of Micah. Because Micah breaks down how they go and take people's identity. Micah 2:1. It say, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. They covet fields, that means land. They covet it, they want it to be theirs. And take them by violence, see, they bring their army, and the houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. How you oppress somebody's heritage? You steal it and say it is mine. It is, well, they're my peoples right there. But look at verse 4 of Micah 2. It says, in that day shall one take up a parable against you. See, that's what I'm doing now, taking up a parable against them. It says, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He have changed the portion of my people. He have removed it from me. See, you get the Japhite, they the ones over there in Hawaii and Australia. See, they don't even know where they come from. It says, he have removed it from me, turning away it. No, turning away have he divided our fields. That goes along too with King David. He had a prophecy in Psalm 49, 49 and 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name. So now he's talking about people calling lands after their name, after their own name. Well, I'm at 2 hours. Okay. Now when you go into the Apocrypha, it pretty much gives you the end of the world. You see, when Yahweh was talking about the end of the world, he was being he was talking in a broad sense. He didn't give. He probably gave details because the so-called small hats, they got the book of Matthew written in Hebrew, so they know, and then we got it in English. So they, and then they said it was written in Greek. So how you got a Hebrew over there in some museum talking about it's the oldest version of Matthew and all this mess? So ain't no telling what Yahweh said in Matthew 24 when he said part on when the end of the world. But in 2nd Ezra 6, it also talked about the end of the world. And it explained it the same way, but gave you detail. He said, let's start at verse 7, I think. Yeah, verse 7. To 2nd Ezra 6 and 7, he said, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of time? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? See, the world ain't like they got this movie Armageddon, and they got an asteroid coming. The world ain't gonna be destroyed, man. The world is gonna be transferred to another people. That's why they saying China gonna take over and this nation gonna take over, because it's just another people that's gonna take over. It says in verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held the first. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. See, that was a significant situation. That was a symbolic situation. He's saying, I'm coming after you. You gonna come out first and be on top, and I'm gonna grab your heel and come out second. Verse 9, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See, the children of Esau, they was going to be ruling, having a strong military to put the world with the money system. And then Jacob was going to grab his heel and come out afterwards and rule. So when Yahweh was talking about the end of the world, we were talking about the end of the Edomite world, of their kingdom, their rulership. Not the globe is going to explode, and because those nuclear holocaust got people thinking that he's talking about the earth is being destroyed, because he's talking about a great earthquake. But this earthquake is the earth shaking. Let me get that in Isaiah. Isaiah talks about, I know it's Isaiah, Jeremiah, say the earth gonna rock from to and fro. Let me try Jeremiah 33. 33. Jeremiah gave some details. But Jeremiah 33 and 25 and 33. Salaki. Jeremiah 25 and 33. Okay, here it is. And, okay, this might not be it. You say the earth gonna rock to and fro like a drunkard. No, no. Let me get let me go to Isaiah 26. I think it's that one. Isaiah 26, 26, 24, 24 and 26. Okay, there it is. Let me start at 19. It's Isaiah 24 and 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean. The earth is clean, dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. See, it didn't say it was going to be destroyed. It just say broken down. Verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And also that earth can stand for the people, not the literal ground. Because this is English coming from the Hebrew. Now let's see here. After that it talks about something else. So yeah, when you go on Second Ezra, it tells you about the end of the world and how the famine was gonna cause the chaos to start. And once that chaos starts, that's when they gonna start shooting these nukes. Or they gonna see the society done broke down, and they can hit the button and go into their bunkers that they building all over the place. See, that's one of the top businesses that's out there. Bunkers being built. Now, what is it? Matthew 24 and 3. He said, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world? What would be the sign of him coming? See, these high ones, knowing these elites, these top bankers, knowing that they rulership is coming to an end. See, they're not going to be able to oppress these people anymore, because they'll oppress their own people. See, people in their family, they'll oppress them. One rich dude died and gave all his riches to freaking charity and told the children got to get it out the mud. See, this is kind of mindset these elitists and rich people got. But they preparing to hit the button to run for the run and go in their bunkers. Cause on the movie, what is that movie? Resident Evil. See, he was on there talking about it happened in the Bible already, where people hid away and the destruction destroyed everybody, and they came out afterwards. He was using the flood as an example, but he talking about they gonna try to do the same thing with the nuclear war. They gonna go and hide out until everybody's destroyed, and then they gonna come up and build a new society. So this is what they planning on doing. Now, Revelation 6 tells you exactly who's doing it. And it's talking right after it described the nuclear holocaust. It goes into what these people gonna be doing. Revelation 6:15, it say the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the den. How do you hide yourself in the den? See, and what was you hiding from? You was hiding from that earthquake and those nuclear weapons. It says, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain. and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. See, they also trying to hide from their judgment because while I was right there in Isaiah 24, but let me go back because he got a specific judgment for these rich, elite rulers, presidents, kings, whatever they want to call themselves, military soldiers that's got power and that's controlling the people, governing the people. He got a special judgment for them, and they trying to get them. And they had that on one movie. I think it's The Day After Tomorrow, when they was all in these major ships, and the earth had got cold and frozen or some crap, and you had to have a $3 million or $1 billion to get on the ship. So only the rich people could get on the ship and get away from the destruction that was coming. And the people were trying to climb up and go into the ship some other kind of way. But Isaiah 24 and 20, I'm gonna start at 21. It say, and this right after he talked about the earth shaking like a drunkard from the destruction that's coming. He says in verse 21, it's Isaiah 24 and 21, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. See, they high and mighty. That's what we say here in America. They high and mighty right now. See, they got all these mansions and yachts and plane private jets. See, they real high and mighty right now. He said, it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. What are you going to do? Verse 22. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. See, he even got them building bunkers, gathering themselves together. They doing it with their own will. He says, as prisoners are gathered into a pit and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. So he gonna put these rich people in prison, and they got them bunkers that they building down there. But see, the angels and his people, they gonna go down there and snatch their behind out. Let me get that in Jeremiah. So they gonna go down there because he said he gonna send hunters after these people. People gonna be digging up dead bodies from the destruction and burying them. They gonna be trying to look for these rich people and hid themselves in a doomsday bunker, thinking that they was gonna get away. They was gonna help kill the wicked, but they was gonna get away from the situation. Jeremiah 16 and 16, it say, behold, I will send for many fishers, says the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rock. That's what Revelation 6 said. They was gonna hide from the Lamb and tell the rocks and the mountains to hide us, cover us over. See, they was gonna they was gonna hide in the dens of the rocks. So he said he gonna send many hunters, that they shall hunt them from every mountain, that's in whatever country and kingdom that they're in, and every hill, and out of the hole of the rock. They think they gonna get away, but he gonna snatch them up out of there and take them into a prison where they gonna be visited and then put to work, because that's another situation. They just not gonna get away easy. They gonna come up out of there and get put to work. Where is it? Let's see here. It's in Isaiah. Now King David, he talked about it But he talked about them just being put in chains. See, he gonna put these people in chains after they done ruled and thought they was gonna get away with the wickedness. Um, let's see, Isaiah 14. I'll just get the second verse. It says, and the Isaiah 14:2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. See, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. See, everybody working for the elites and the people that got money. See, got these corporations, they working for them. See, they serving them. It says, and they shall rule over their oppressors. See, that's what they had the movie like with Eddie Murphy called Switching Places. See, the rich people with all these corporations, see, they ruling and telling people what to do, while everybody else like they homeless, playing homeless man games. But then it's gonna switch over, where the rich people is gonna be like the homeless man or working for the rich people. See, it's gonna be a switching places, and that's what Yahushua was saying in Luke. Is it Luke? Luke chapter 6, where he talks about people that's rich, done already got what they what the Lord had for them. This next kingdom that's coming is gonna be for the poor people. Now, Luke 6 might be Luke 12. Let me check Matthew further. I think this is when he was on the Mount of Olives or something like that. Five. He says, let's. Okay, no, it's gotta be in Luke. Yep. But he said the same thing, but they recorded it in two different places. So I'm gonna get Luke. There it is. Luke, starting at verse 20. Luke 6:20, it says, and he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. See, all the poor people is going to be ruling, and the rich people is going to be working. See, he going to throw they behind in the pit. He going to send soldiers and people to come get them and throw them in the pit. But they in them bunkers right now thinking they doing good. When the starvation start to happen, so they got their food already stored up. They got canned food that can last 5 years. They got a generator and an air filter in the bunker. So they got everything ready. They got a movie theater, swimming pools, all kind of stuff in the bunker. See, these $1 million operations, Bill Gates, he got on every property that he got a $5 million bunker. See, he already ready. Wherever he at, if he close, whatever location he close to, he gonna go to that bunker when all heck break loose. See, when the food dry up and these people start being like Resident Evil, trying to be like zombies. That's what the zombie movie is about. See, the elites playing on setting everybody up so they can kill each other and have all kind of chaos going on, and they going in the bunkers to hide away. That's their whole plan. And that's why they had it on. They're playing on Resident Evil, because while they was in that little bunker, you had everybody else catching that so-called disease, and they was all going crazy, killing each other. but it was just a metaphoric way to say what they wanted to do. And they throwing diseases out there too. But anyway, Luke 6:20, he said, "Blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of God. Blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh." So we're gonna be laughing when we see these elites and know how they was all the wickedness that they was doing and they paying for it. It says, verse 22, "Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from your company, and when they shall separate you from their company." See, we don't get to hang out at their country club or in they whatever club that they in with all the rich people on their yacht. One guy said he went on a yacht with a bunch of billionaires, and man, he said that's a whole other atmosphere. See, we don't get to hang out with them people in their rich parties on their yachts and in their private jets and all that. See, we got to stay with the poor people. That's why he say, "And when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil." See, if you ain't one of these 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati, see, you ain't got this Rothschild, Rockefeller, you ain't got a major name backing you up. Who is your family? Where you from? See, you ain't getting no kind of love from these people. Verse 23 says, "Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did the fathers unto the prophets." I'm going to close out. That's just a prime example of how this kingdom is going to fall. And the Lord prophesied. I do not own the copyright to this music. Let me get that 2 Thessalonians. This is what Yahweh shall say. Apostle Paul wrote it, but Yahweh shall say this is what's going to happen. Let me get chapter 1, verse 6. It says, "Sin, it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you." See, to pay back these people for the wickedness that they doing and the oppression that they doing to the average man and woman. See, they gonna get paid back. They gonna reap what they sow. Verse this 2 Thessalonians 2 and start at 3, said, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed, the son of destruction." So they got to be revealed first, and they getting revealed in everything that they doing. See, they done been exposed with the chemtrails. They trying to poison the air. They done poison the water, killed all the animals, the bottom feeders that clean up the ocean. They killing and snatching them out the water every 5 minutes. See, they been exposed and all around the stuff that they doing, so they can fill their pockets up. It says, let me get verse 8. Get right to the point and say, "Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." So he destroying these people, man, and revealing the wickedness and the unrighteousness that they doing. Because people are mourning. Let me get that in Proverbs 20, Proverbs 29. People are in mourning around him. That lets you know who is where is the problem coming from. 29 and 2. He says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice." See, people supposed to be rejoicing all over the place. Don't supposed to be no homeless people or anybody coming against the authorities or the rich people that control the people with power. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. See, you got many people mourning because the rulers is being wicked. See, they doing all kind of corruption. When you look at the politicians, they getting paid off by the business owners. They getting what do you call it? All kind of kickbacks. Even got the medical field and with the doctors and stuff. They just prescribing people drugs so they can get a kickback from the pharmaceutical company. See, the whole system is rigged and wicked. That's why Trump was getting so many people on his side. He was letting it be known straight up. The news is telling you a bunch of lies, and the people the stuff is rigged and it's all wicked that's going on. You can't trust it. And these globalists, these people that got all this money, they the ones benefiting and pretty much making everybody else suffer. So Trump knew he was gonna get in there because he was telling the truth on these people. And that was one of the greatest political debates ever with him and Hillary. When he debated Hillary Clinton, he destroyed these people, man. He said they lifetime politicians, getting rich. She going all over here in these other countries, giving speeches for $250,000 just to run her mouth, while you got people that can get a job over here in America. See, Trump was tearing their behind up, and people didn't know why people was liking Trump because he's saying all these racist statements, but we didn't care nothing about none of that. He telling the truth. He letting the truth come out. See about the corruption of these people. So that's what all stemming from Yahweh Shah exposing these people. Where is it? Let me see here. Let me get Hebrew. But this is really what's cutting the operation. Hebrews chapter 1, verse 4. It says the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. So he down here, he say he the word of God. He down here fighting with a sword, and they don't even they think he done died and went to heaven. See, he the word of God. He down here fighting. He fighting these people. He says, it's sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a divider on the discerner of the thoughts and the intentions of the heart. See, he fighting with the word, and they thinking they done put him up on this torture state and killed him, and it's a wrap. Say, no, that ain't. That he got something better than that. That's what Matthew 28 will make it even powerful, because he said it out of his own mouth what he was gonna be doing. Matthew 28 and 19 and say, go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all the things whether I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. See, he gonna destroy them with his mouth and with these with this sword. But they thinking that it's a physical, they looking at it physically and carnally, but it's a spiritual operation. It's just like a what they say, people hey there, people coming with propaganda, and they have all kind of campaign to promote a certain thing. He promoting the kingdom of heaven. He promoting the destruction of man's kingdom. Let me get that in Daniel. See, man's kingdom is going to be destroyed, and it's going to be, the heavens is going to start to rule in real time, as they say. Not just in a thought. It's going to be a real time. Men that's going to have spiritual powers. That's why the X-Men and these superheroes is so powerful with the Jewish community, and they make many movies. They still making X-Men and Avengers and the Eternals and all this kind of stuff, because they know that's the next rulership that's coming. There's not gonna be no flesh and blood men that you can poison and shoot and kill and all this kind of stuff. Daniel 2 and 44, it says, in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So you ain't gonna be able to destroy it because these people are gonna have mortal bodies. They're gonna be like the angels. See, they're gonna be ruling here on earth, and nobody gonna be able to kill them. It says, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall, see, that nobody gonna come and take over their kingdom and say, oh, we defeated that kingdom. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. See, that's what he was promoting. He gonna be the king of this kingdom that's coming to get rid of these flesh and blood rulers. See, because you see what they doing. They doing all kind of wickedness. Got everybody mourning, protesting, all the countries protesting. They be doing it at different times, but man, they all protest against the rulers of the people. What was that? Daniel. Oh, Revelation 11 and 15. It says, where is it? It says, and the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, or Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. Let me get that in Revelation 5 and 10. Let you know where, because people think everybody going up into the sky ain't gonna stay there. Revelation 5 and 10, it says, and they cry, Salakia, 5 and 10, it says, and have made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Now these kings and priests, let's see what they gonna be when they reigning on the earth. See, they're not gonna be like the kings and priests of the old days or the kings and priests going on right now. So this is gonna be a different class of kings and priests. And 1 Corinthians 15 breaks it down how we gonna be immortal, but Zechariah breaking down a little bit more, and it gives some detail to who he talking about. Zechariah 12 and 8, it says, in that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So this is who's gonna be the spiritual rulers, kings and priests. It says, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of the Lord before them. See, when they get them mortal bodies, they're going to be like the angel, and they're going to be like God. See, they're not going to be a man who can poison his food, he can poison the air, just like these people doing now, and kill off a bunch of the Israelites. No, you're not going to be able to poison them in no way. See, they're going to have immortal bodies, mean they're going to be indestructible. That's where you get the Superman and the X-Men and all these people that is immortals. People that you can't defeat. And why this person left this here? And so I'm going to close it out, leave it there. This is how the people going to get the victory over these Edomites. See, some is going to get the victory through not trusting this man and not taking his mark and having faith on Yahweh and keeping the commandment. And then in the kingdom, we're going to have spiritual power where we can throw their behind into slavery. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.